Daddy, why is the lady crying? A broke single dad lifted her up, not knowing she was a billionaire. The rain hammered against the cracked windshield of Marcus Thompson's 15-year-old Honda Civic as he sat in the grocery store parking lot, counting crumpled dollar bills for the third time. $18.47. That's all that stood between his 6-year-old daughter Emma and another night of cereal for dinner. His calloused hands trembled, and not from the October cold seeping through the broken door seal, but from the weight of being a father who couldn't provide the way he desperately wanted to. Daddy, are we going shopping now? Emma's voice sparkled with innocent excitement from the back seat, her worn teddy bear clutched tight against her chest. She didn't know that Daddy had been sitting here for 20 minutes, trying to work up the courage to walk into that store with $18 to feed them both for the rest of the week. Marcus forced a smile into the rearview mirror. Just checking our list one more time, sweetheart. That's when he saw here a woman in an expensive-looking coat hunched over on the bench outside the store, her shoulders shaking with silent sobs. Even through the rain-streaked window, her pain was unmistakable, raw and consuming. Daddy, why is the lady crying? Emma had spotted her too, pressing her small face against the glass. Marcus studied the woman more carefully. Everything about her screamed wealth: the designer handbag, the perfectly styled hair despite the weather, the elegant coat that probably cost more than he made in 3 months at his construction job. Yet here she was, alone and devastated in a grocery store parking lot at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. I don't know, baby girl, Marcus whispered, his heart already making a decision his practical mind was screaming against. Without overthinking it, Marcus grabbed the umbrella from under his seat, a cheap thing with 2 broken spokes that barely kept the rain out, and stepped into the storm. Emma scrambled out behind him before he could protest. Mom? Marcus approached carefully, not wanting to startle her. Are you all right? The woman looked up, and Marcus's breath caught. Even with mascara streaked down her cheeks and eyes red from crying, she was strikingly beautiful. But more than that, her eyes held a depth of pain he recognized as the look of someone who felt utterly alone in the world. I'm fine, she managed, though her voice cracked on the words. Just having a moment. Emma, with the fearless compassion only children possess, stepped forward. My daddy says it's okay to cry. He cries sometimes too, but only when he thinks I'm sleeping. Marcus felt heat rise to his cheeks, but the woman's face softened slightly. Your daddy sounds very wise. You're getting soaked out here, Marcus said, extending the broken umbrella over her. Would you like to sit in our car for a minute? The heat works. Mostly. The woman stared at him as if he'd spoken a foreign language. You don't even know me. That doesn't matter, Emma piped up. Daddy says kindness is free, and we got lots of it. Something shifted in the woman's expression. She nodded slowly, allowing Marcus to guide her to their beat-up Civic. As they settled into the car, Emma insisting the woman take the front seat while she climbed back to her spot. To an awkward silence fell. I'm Marcus, by the way. This is Emma. Catherine, she replied quietly, then seemed to catch herself. Cat. Just Cat. Nice to meet you, Miss Cat, Emma chirped. Are you hungry? Daddy was gonna buy groceries, but we can share. Marcus shot his daughter a warning look, but Kat was already shaking her head. That's very sweet, but I couldn't. Actually, Marcus interrupted, an idea forming. We were about to grab dinner. Nothing fancy, just the deli counter. You're welcome to join us. Sometimes good company is worth more than good food. Kat studied his face in the dim light from the store's neon sign. You don't have to do this. I'm a stranger. So was everyone, before we met them, Emma said matter-of-factly, making Kat laugh. For the first time you sound like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. Inside the store, Marcus watched Kat carefully select items, and not expensive things, he noticed, but practical ones. A rotisserie chicken, some bread, fruit. When Emma wandered toward the toy aisle with wide eyes, Kat quietly followed. Which one do you like? Kat asked, kneeling beside Emma. The art set, Emma whispered, as if saying it too loud might make it disappear. But Daddy says maybe for Christmas. Kat glanced at Marcus, who was pretending to study nutrition labels while clearly listening. She saw the way his jaw tightened, the shame that flickered across his features. At checkout, Kat smoothly moved ahead of Marcus in line. "Let me get this," she said when he started to protest. "I can't let you. You gave me something precious tonight," Kat said firmly. "You reminded me that strangers can be kind, that there are still good people in the world. Please, let me give something back." As they sat in the store's small seating area sharing the impromptu meal, Kat found herself laughing at Emma's stories and admiring Marcus's quiet strength. She learned he worked construction, that Emma's mother had left when Emma was 2, that he sometimes worked double shifts just to keep their small apartment. "What about you?" Marcus asked gently. "What brought you to the bench tonight?" Kat's smile faded. "I found out today that someone I trusted, someone I loved, was only interested in my money. 15 years of marriage, and it was all a lie." She looked at Emma, who was absorbed in drawing on a napkin. "I have everything money can buy, but I've never felt more alone." "Money can't buy the stuff that matters most," Emma said without looking up from her artwork. "Like hugs and bedtime stories and someone who loves you even when you're grumpy." Kat's eyes filled with tears again, but these were different. Cleanness somehow. They parted ways in the parking lot, but not before Emma pressed her napkin, drawing into Kat's hands a stick figure family under a rainbow, with "You Are Not Alone" written in purple crayon. 3 days later, Marcus was surprised by a knock at their apartment door. A woman in a business suit stood there with an envelope. "Mr. Thompson, I'm from Whitmore Enterprises. Miss Catherine Whitmore has asked me to deliver this personally." Inside the envelope was a job for a head of construction for a new community center project, with a salary that would change everything for Marcus and Emma. But more than that, there was a handwritten note. "Marcus and Emma, you gave me hope when I had none. You showed me that wealth isn't measured in dollars, but in the richness of human connection. This job offer comes with no strings attached. You've already given me more than you'll ever know. The board position that comes with it is just my way of ensuring good people have a voice in how we spend our money to help others. Thank you for reminding me who I want to be. With love and gratitude, Catherine, your friend Kat. P.S. Emma, I hung your drawing in my office. It's the most beautiful thing I own." 6 months later, Marcus stood at the groundbreaking ceremony for the new community center, a place where families like his could find resources, job training, and hope. Catherine had insisted he speak at the ceremony. "Sometimes," Marcus said to the gathered crowd, his voice strong and clear, "kindness is the only currency that matters. When we choose to see each other's humanity first, everything else falls into place." In the crowd, Catherine wiped away happy tears as Emma ran up to hug her legs. The little girl had insisted on wearing her best dress for Miss Kat's big day. "You know what, Miss Kat?" Emma whispered loudly enough for everyone nearby to hear. "What's that, sweetheart?" "I think sometimes angels look like regular people. And sometimes they're sitting on benches in parking lots, just waiting for someone to notice they need a friend." Catherine knelt down and hugged Emma tight, her heart full in a way that had nothing to do with money and everything to do with love. "You know what, Emma? I think you're absolutely right.